It's story time. So today I found myself with some extra time. Usually that doesn't happen for me. I was all by myself, the hubs was at work, the mom is over taking care of a wonderful church family friend, and I was alone. And I thought, you know what would be really nice? If I went and picked up some dinner for the hubs and I, something that we've been wanting and that we've been talking about, I could go do that. So I sent a text message, and I guess that was about 4 o'clock, or maybe even 3:30. I started doing my hair, and it kind of all fell into place. It wasn't horrible. I put on some lipstick, and then I headed on over. So probably somewhere around 4. We're about 30 minutes to the town center where I wanted to get dinner. And I enjoyed going across the bridge. The water was beautiful. The sun was shining. It was really a gorgeous day, and I was enjoying it. I turned on my radio. Actually, I found some tunes on my phone. I was singing at the top of my lungs, just having a great time. I got to the restaurant, which happened to be Panda Express. I know, not a great restaurant. Well, truly great in the sense that it's tasty, but not like upscale. It was a drive-through. I was super excited about it. What did I have you say? Well, I got some teriyaki chicken and some rice. Thank you for asking. I enjoyed a conversation with the lady at the window. I left feeling super excited about the night. Having had a good conversation, I knew I was going to have some good food. While waiting on the food, I discovered Cami Cakes, a local cupcakery, is open again. Now that's a place that I really want to support. It's not a chain, it's something that's local, that was dreamed up from a local person for her daughter, and I love supporting it. So I thought, oh, I'll just go get a couple cupcakes too while I'm over here, and I'll bring those home as well. So I got over there, I parked my car in the Cami Cakes parking spot. I walked on in, had a wonderful conversation in there, picked out the 2 cupcakes. Actually, I ended up picking out 4 cupcakes. And that's a conversation for another time. Don't judge. So I was all excited. I paid for them. I grabbed them. I went back in the car. I got them securely situated beside me. And I went to go turn on my car, and nothing happened. I thought, oh, that's strange. So I kind of, I drive a stick shift, so I kind of jiggled it a little bit and made sure I had my foot on the clutch like I should, and I tried it again, and it was nothing. So I thought, well, this is no big deal. I drive a stick shift, and I know that if I let this rock back a little bit, I'm going to be able to start it anyway, regardless of what's going on. Kind of felt like maybe the battery was dead. So I thought, just gonna jump, it started, it'll be fine. So I got it rolling back, but I couldn't get it. So I don't know, for those of you who may not be aware, Florida's kind of flat. And this was just like a little, So when I was trying to get some movement going, I couldn't get enough movement. So that meant really that I had just kind of slid a little bit out of the spot, just enough to be a bother to people who would come in to the strip mall. So sure enough, a person started driving into the strip mall, and it looked like I was backing out, so we kind of paused, and I swung my arm out, and I was like, oh, please go around. And then out the window I went, I'm broken down, I'm sorry. So he immediately backed up and pulled in just beside me, but just up into the parking spot. And he got out, and he said the most wonderful thing. He said, my love, never apologize for something that was beyond your control. Don't ever do that. And he said, no, what can I do to be helpful to you? And I said, oh, well, number one, thank you for that. And I said, I think my battery has died. So we rumbled and found some jumper cables. When I say we, I mean he connected them to his vehicle and connected them to my vehicle. And I drive an old vehicle. It's a 2004 Toyota RAV4, and I love it, and I would love to be buried in it. I love it so. So we waited for a second, and he said, "Oh, I'll give it a try." So I did, and it was nothing. And well, we thought, well, we'll just wait a little bit. And then we tried it again, and it was nothing. And we continued to wait, we continued to try it, and we waited and we tried and we waited and we tried, and still nothing. My car would not start. It was truly dead in the water. Not in the water, dead on the concrete. I felt so bad that I had wasted this gentleman's time. And he was such a sweetheart. He said, "Oh, you're like almost like my son, like a son at like that age, but just such a delightful individual." And I said, "Listen, I had discovered that he was in from out of state. He was visiting some friends and family." And I said, "Listen, this is really obviously beyond just a battery. And I feel so bad. Please go and spend some time with your fam and your friends." And he said, "I absolutely will not leave you here." And I went, "Oh gosh, I'm so grateful for that, but please." And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. And he's like, "Listen, we'll figure it out. Figure out who you need to call and all those things." When the lady from Cami Cakes, who had already come out once or twice just to go, "Honey, are you okay?" I love living in the South. I just love living in the South because truly people are just we're a little more relaxed, and it is very kind here. And I know that's probably making a generalization, but I did live in Rochester, New York for 5 years. And I will tell you, I'm not sure this experience would have taken place. As a matter of fact, we'll talk about that another day. But so she said, "What's going on?" I went, "Hey, listen, my car is really broken, and I'm going to call somebody and we'll take care of it." And she goes, "Oh, honey," she goes, "do you want to come in and wait here? Just be in the cool air." I said, "Oh gosh, thank you so very much." So I turned to my friend and I said, "I'm going to be able to go in here and sit down. I really appreciate your time. Thank you, but it's okay for you to go." And he said, "Well, at least let me push your car back up into the spot so you're a little safer, and people can go around you." So he assisted me in doing that, and I got out of my car and I said, "Thank you so much." And he'd come up close, and just instinctively, we just kind of, grabbed each other's hands. And I said, I really, really appreciate you today and the kindness that you have shown." And he was like, "Oh, listen, it was no worry at all. Thank you so much." He goes, "I actually really enjoyed chatting with you while we were trying to get your car up and running. I really hope that you're able to get that taken care of." And I thought that was just such a sweet moment. And I wanted to share that because there's a whole lot of things that are going on in this world. We've got a virus that's making us worry about touching each other. And there are things that are going on that's creating unrest. And it's difficult, right? It weighs heavy on our hearts because we're all in this together, and it's important, and it should weigh heavy on our hearts. But this moment was such a bright spot, and it really made me think of something. And it's found in Ephesians. It's chapter 4, verse 32, and it says, "Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgave you." And it was just a moment to touch another human and to realize how connected we really are on this earth, and how it's so important to step up and to be there and to help and assist. And while you're assisting, even in the middle of a pandemic, hold hands, touch that individual, touch them in their heart, and don't forsake just contact with that individual. I'm not saying to go around hugging and smooching on people, but certainly don't be afraid of a handshake or a pat on the back. I know this goes against everything you're hearing, but you can always wash your hands. You're going to be okay. It's time. It's time it's just time to love, people. That's really all. This wasn't really meant to be a funny story. It's just something that really touched my heart, and I wanted to share it with you today. Just something I'm going through within my life. Now, as for my car, I don't know. I'm waiting for the dealership to open up tomorrow, and we'll get all of that taken care of and sorted out. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to go be tenderhearted. Take care, everyone, until we see each other again. Bye.